Hey, it's Greg with the Darren Up team right here in the greater Houston area. And if you own a home in this area, you're thinking about maybe moving up to a larger property, this is going to be the best information you've ever seen because we're going to talk a little bit about the proper way to do that and locating your next home before you make any commitment whatsoever of making a move in the first place. So I actually have on with us today, Darren Up. How you doing today, Darren?
I'm doing great, Greg. How are you?
Outstanding. I'm so happy to catch you here. I know the real estate market's been crazy busy, and an awful lot of homeowners are looking to sell their current home, take some equity off the table, and then move up to a larger property. And I wanted to kind of talk about that because with you being the local specialist here as a real estate agent and me being on your marketing team, I'm seeing a lot of what we're doing here to help them in locating the perfect home. Before we jump into that, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you kind of work Houston, which is a huge market. Where do you like to focus your efforts?
Well, Greg, I really in the what we're going to be talking about here, as far as people getting a new home, um, I lived in the suburbs and then I moved into the city. So I'm literally right almost downtown Houston. But I've lived out in the suburbs and I've been in the Houston area for 20 years. So I'm very familiar with a lot of it. So really anything where I've got people that are from the suburbs that want to move in, or they're from in the city that want to now move out to the suburbs. I'm going both ways all the time. That seems like that's always going on. Now we kind of see the flight from where I'm at here in the inner loop, and anybody from Houston is going to be familiar with what the inner loop is. Um, they're saying, well, we need to go out. We want a little more space since we've been cooped up in our home, and they're looking for pools and they're looking for, larger lots and stuff like that. So really, I'm here to just serve the needs of what my client has, whether they're coming in or going out. So I've got them moving as far north as Conroe. I've got them moving out on the other side of Katy. I've got them moving down to Fort Bend. But I still have ones that are coming in from there. As well as you all know, we got a lot of people coming in from out of state too, into Texas. So.
Yeah, and I think that's really part of the big benefit is you can sell your current asset at such a high price if you are making a move very quickly. We know home prices go up and they go down as well. So right now is a good time to make that happen, particularly since you can find them a great deal on their next property. And it's probably not going to come from something they find online. Most of the best properties never make it to the open market. So if you're looking on realtor.com or Zillow, you're not finding much and you're going to make the mistake of wanting to stay where you are. If you're really looking to make a move, we're going to show you. I've actually put together a couple of slides here to show you exactly how you can make that happen. You can do so with no obligation. You don't have to commit to anything yet. Let's just find the perfect place for you. So Darren, with your permission, I'd like to show a little bit of our secret sauce here for him, if that's all right.
Yeah, let's do it. And as a matter of fact, I've got a couple of clients that are doing this very thing that you're going to share with them right now. So I'm looking forward to sharing it with everyone.
Absolutely. If you do own a home here in the greater Houston area and you're thinking about maybe moving up to a larger home, whether it be local, out of town, or even out of state, we've got an outstanding opportunity for you to get started totally free of charge and start that search process. Let's go ahead and jump right into it here. Okay, so I first wanted to talk a little bit about why you would want to make a move, why you might be looking to move up to a larger home. And then we'll talk a little bit about timing the market correctly. And first of all, deciding, is this really the right time for you to make a move at all? Obviously in this area right now, our team is seeing a lot of people that want to move up in price. They want to move up to a larger house. And the reason for that, there's several reasons. Obviously, you can have a growing family. Maybe things are just going well for you and you'd like to get into a more luxury type neighborhood. And of course, with all the changes, there's a lot of people that are working from home now. So they're looking for a little bit better setup when it comes to like a work at home environment. And of course, a larger home can give you a more dedicated space for that. So if that's you, if you are thinking about maybe making a move, you've got to look at how do you time the market correctly? How do you make sure you're going about it the right way? The number one problem we see for a lot of homeowners in the area here is procrastination. They've known they want to move for quite a while, but it seems like it's too much of a task for them, or it's just too much hassle, or it's going to be difficult. The fact is, our team does a really good job of making it so smooth. You actually enjoy the process, and you get to move to that dream home that you've been looking for. But the number one problem is procrastination. And, the key is, how do you make sure you time it correctly and you don't miss a window of opportunity? So, the only time you should make this move is if there's three things that can line up for you perfectly. And I want to lay these three out for you. Number one is you want to make sure you're working with a pro that can make it stress-free and smooth for you. So that's key number one. You got to be working with a professional that knows what they're doing, can help you in finding the perfect house. Because of course, if you don't find the perfect house, you're not going to make a move. But most importantly, it's stress-free and it's smooth. And that kind of rolls into number two. Of course, you won't move unless you do find the perfect house, right? So I don't want you to settle for something. Here with our team, we want to make sure it is the absolute perfect home that you'd be moving to. Or of course, you wouldn't even want to list your current property. And then number three, you can take advantage of timing the market correctly by selling while home values are at a peak. You know, frankly, we've never seen home values higher than they are today. So it's a perfect time to sell. You don't want to wait until values start to go back down again. We always warn everybody, you know, home values do go up, but they go down as well. That's the definition of a peak. They do go up and down. So it's best to try and sell your home while values are at a peak, particularly if we can get you a great deal on your next home where you're not buying at a peak. Many times we can find some of these off-market or discounted properties before they hit the open marketplace, and that's a huge opportunity for you. So that's really the three key factors. Work with a pro that can make it stress-free. Make sure you find the perfect next house to fit your needs. And then number three, take advantage of timing the market correctly. If those three line up for you, it's time to do a little research. It's time to start making a move here. So this is really the, you know, when you think about the proper way to go about this, when you're in a hot market, it's actually best to start looking around at houses before you make a commitment to move at all. So, you know, the normal approach is to list your current house, but of course you don't want to do that if you're not going to find a place to move to. So in reality, you're better off to start looking for homes before you commit to making a move at all. So let's face it, shopping for homes is fun. You know, it's fun to look around and just see what's out there with no obligation whatsoever. And that's where we usually start with most of our clients here, because, you know, there's certainly no guarantee of you making a move. Let's go take a couple test drives and see what we can find on future housing to see if it does make sense for you. So what we do is we actually utilize target marketing on both sides of the transaction. Now, that may be a term you're not familiar with, but it's going to make you a lot of money when you understand this. So we utilize what's called target marketing. As an example, if and when the time comes that we help you with selling your current home, we utilize a target marketing approach, which is where we essentially find out who is the most opportune buyer for your house based on amenities of the home, style of the home, school district, price range, fenced yard, any interior amenities that may make a difference on a particular type of owner. We want to make sure we market directly to them because statistically, they'll pay a whole lot more money for that house rather than just throwing it on the market and waiting on it to sell. So that target marketing works really well in selling your current home. But here's what I want you to think about. When it comes to finding your next house, where our team really stands out in helping you here is what we call our dream home finder, whereby if you tell us exactly what you're looking for, type of home, style of home, certain amenities that you need, a school district, a fenced yard, you know, has to have hardwood floors, must have a first floor bedroom, you know, whatever it is that you're interested in, we can go out and find unlisted homes or what we call pre-market properties. So you're the only buyer that knows it's for sale. That's how you get a good deal. You're not going to get a good deal when there's 20 offers on the house through the open market. So what we'll do a lot of times with homeowners here in the area that are looking to move up in price, we'll go out and look for homes before they list their current one. And many times we can find some of these pre-market properties to really get you a good deal on a home that matches exactly what you're looking for. And the best part about all this, it's totally free. You don't pay anything for buyer representation. So, you know, of course, our commission is negotiated with the seller. So we do a good job of finding the property for you, and it's totally free of charge to you. There's no obligation to ever buy. Let us just find you a couple nice houses that will match exactly what you're looking for. So that target marketing really comes into play because a lot of homeowners, they love where they live. You're probably very happy with the home that you're in right now. And you're thinking, I'm not making a move unless I find the perfect house. If you could find my dream house, it must have this and this and this and this. We love to be challenged that way. challenge us with saying, you know what, I don't even know if this home exists in this market, but this is what would make me move. We love to go out and try and find that property for you. So there's a step-by-step process that you want to go through here. It's not like you just commit to moving. It's a process, not an event. So in starting that process, we recommend you do it in this order. There's really 3 steps to this. Number 1, I want you to first find out the real value of your current house. Before you do anything else, you want to know what your current asset is worth. Now, a good way to find a wrong number is to look online or ask for it over the phone or over the internet. Computer generated algorithm. It's going to give you a whole bunch of prices. None of them are correct. There's only one way to get the accurate value of your house. Well, there's technically 2 ways. You could hire an appraiser, which may run you upwards of $1,000, or you can get a licensed real estate professional like our team here to take a quick 5-minute tour, look at all of the data in the area, and get you an accurate home value right down to the exact number to get an exact number. That way, here's what my asset is worth before I look to make a move. So that's step number 1, is to first find out the real value of your home. Now, if you go to Zillow to get your Zestimate or something like that, it might be off by literally $50,000. So it gives you a false sense of hope, or it gives you a false sense of failure, like, oh my gosh, it's not worth as much as I thought it was. Both are inaccurate. You have to get an accurate number. Number 2, write down exactly what you want in your next house. I want you to really think about what's important to you. There's probably a list of needs and there's a list of wants. The needs are kind of like the must-haves. So I want you to write down all of the things that you need, because our team wants to know what that is. We're just kind of playing around here. We're not planning to make a move unless we find that perfect match. So I don't want to mess around or waste your time or ours in looking at homes that aren't the perfect fit for your family. So write down exactly what you want. And then number 3, shop around for some off-market homes without listing your current home. I don't want you to make any commitment whatsoever. I want you to, first of all, find out what your current home's worth, and then shop around for some other houses with no intention of moving, just to get an idea of what's out there. And I think you'll find when you do that, you'll feel a lot more comfortable with what's out in the market and finding that perfect fit for you and your family. Okay. So, we often joke that, money is nearly free right now because interest rates are at historic lows, right? So I'm sure you've heard about this. If you've turned on your TV or opened a newspaper in any way, or even look on the internet, interest rates are at all-time lows, historic lows right now, which means money is basically free. Like, why wouldn't you move to a larger house when you can get the payment so low? In some cases, we've actually represented homeowners here in the area that moved to a larger house and their payment was the same or very near the same number. So it's a great time to do that. You don't want to wait until interest rates go up. Personally, I can't even fathom them going any lower. So now's the time to do that. But you don't want to wait until interest rates go up, because then the payment's going to be out of reach for you. Right now, you can afford a lot more house for the same monthly payment. So that's why there's so many buyers out there in the market. That's why the market is so hot right now, because there are some savvy home buyers. They realize now is the time. If we're locking in a 20-year or 30-year mortgage, right now is the time to do that for us and our family. Okay. But that is not going to last long. That's why there are so many people that are upgrading right now. And that's true whether you're moving local right here in the market area, or even if you're moving out of town or out of state. We still offer that dream home finder because we work with thousands of agents around the country that offer the exact same program. So, if you feel like you are in need of an upgrade, if you feel like there's a home that could better fit your needs, and that's true really whether you're moving up in price or even if you're moving down in price. We work with some homeowners that kids have went off to college and now they just want to move to a smaller property. That's a possibility for you as well, but you don't want to miss out on the opportunity. The key factor is to avoid that procrastination, do a little bit of research, look around casually with no obligation, just so that you don't miss an opportunity. If you go about it that way, obviously things line up for you a whole lot better. So I want you to think about like your list, let's say 3 things that for sure you would want in your next home. And then give us a call here to start kind of casually looking around. Our team works with a lot of homeowners, and maybe we'll even show you homes and nothing ever happens. That's fine, but I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity. So think about 3 or 4 things that are really important to you in a house. Give us a call here. We can take a quick look at your current property, find out exactly how much it's worth, and then start to look around at other properties. Kind of do so in a casual way, no commitment, no cost, no catches, no fine print, anything like that. I think you'll be impressed with how simple it can be to make a move. But again, you have to kind of get out of your own way and thinking this is a really big process, so I want to procrastinate. It's not like filing your taxes. You do it at the very last minute. This is something that's actually fun and no commitment whatsoever. So it makes sense to start that process when you're not motivated, when you're not in a big sense of urgency, because you can make better decisions that way. And it's so much more fun as well. So I think you'll find it incredibly helpful as you start to move up in price, looking at other properties that are available. The opportunities are endless in the type of home that you get. I think you'll find it incredibly helpful here. So anyway, that's my brief slides here. Let's jump back on video and we'll continue from here. Let me turn on video here. All right. So as you can see, there's a very specific approach that you want to use when you're selling your current home and moving up to a larger home. And the cool part about this is you don't have to commit to selling your current home yet. Let's go out. Let's take a look and see what's available. I mean, let's face it, shopping for houses is fun. You don't need to commit to anything. Let's just see if we can find you the perfect unlisted home through our Dream Home Finder program. Darren, tell us a little bit more about the Dream Home Finder program, because I know a lot of homeowners, they're sitting there now and they're saying, hey, my home that I'm in is okay. If I could find the perfect house, I'll make a move, but I'm not finding anything online. Tell us a little bit about how you can find them better properties than they're finding on the internet.
Sure. Basically what we do, Greg, is I sit down, we look at the specific criteria that they want in a home, but also the specific area. A lot of people are familiar, like I want to move to this specific neighborhood within this suburb or whatever. We sit down and we target that. And then what I do is I communicate with, or I reach out to those homeowners that are in that neighborhood and let them know that we have a client that wants to buy their house. And then, the phone rings and they say, oh, someone wants to buy my house. How is that? And then we just explain to them. And then if it works out and we get out there, then, we'll pay them full market value for it. And then my client who now found their dream home, now we can worry about putting their house on the market and we can get them up to that house. And there's no stress. There's no obligation. Like you said, there's no commitment. But let's find out and see what we can do for them and get them really where they want to go without the stress of what am I going to do with my current home, or what if I put it on the market and I don't have a place to live. Another good area that we find great success is not only the Dream Home Finder, but working in the new construction. Right now, a lot of the new constructions there's basically no inventory. And when you reach them, they're going to say, well, that one will be ready in December. So we can help them with that kind of same concept there and guiding through that whole process so that we can get their house sold when it comes time for their new construction to be completed. So we kind of take a two-pronged approach. So.
Absolutely. And one thing I like is that you offer a totally free phone consultation. There's no question that when you have a home to sell and you're looking to buy another home, there's a lot of stuff you've got to work with, scheduling and trying to make sure everything lines up correctly. And of course, the confused mind says no. So you might miss out on this opportunity if you don't have some professional help. It is so impactful, so insightful to get a professional that can say, here's the best way to do it. You don't need to commit to selling your house yet. First of all, let us give you that big number. You're going to be excited when you see how much you can sell your current home for. Let us tell you how much that property is worth right now. I think you'll get really excited about that. We can sell at an inflated price because you're getting multiple people interested in your home. The market's hot. Whereas when we go to buy, you can get a better deal because you're the only buyer that knows it's for sale. You make money when you buy. And if you're working with Darren's team here, that's exactly what can happen for you. So it all starts with a totally free phone consultation, no cost, no obligation whatsoever. Call the number you see here below. You'll actually speak with Darren directly. and you can learn a little bit about how we can get this process started. I always say, we know you're okay where you're at. We know you can stay in your home for another 2 years if you wanted to, but challenge us with finding the perfect property for what your family's looking for. Whether you're moving up, you're moving down, you want a 1-story, you want in the city, out of the city, challenge us with finding the perfect home for you. And you stay right where you're at until we find it. And I think you'll be very, very impressed. So give us a quick call at the number you see below here. Darren, tell us about that initial phone call. How long does it usually take? And what kind of information do you want to find out from them?
Well, it can take as little as 5 minutes, if they just want some basic information, if they want me to do a comparative market analysis to let them know. So I just get some basic information on their house to let them know how much we could probably sell it for. But at the same time, if they've got 20 questions, I'm going to take the time to answer them, because like you said, Greg, it is a big undertaking, selling one, moving to another. And if you've never been through that process before, it can be kind of daunting on what to do. So I'll take the time to answer whatever questions are necessary. So, it could be 5 minutes to 30 minutes to we need to schedule another call because we couldn't get them all answered. So we'll do what we need to do. So
yeah. And very helpful. Again, I think laying out a game plan that makes sense for you and your family and really looking at a lot of options without committing to anything at all. That's the best way to get started and taking advantage of this peak in home values we're seeing. You don't want to drag your feet. You're going to miss out and you're going to be kicking yourself for not being able to sell your current property at such a premium, especially when you can get a great deal on the next home you're moving to. So reach out to us at the number below. You will speak with Darren directly, and we'd love to work with you here. Darren, I know you are crazy busy in today's market. Thanks for taking some time with us today.
No problem. I'm glad we could get it out to the masses here in Houston.
Absolutely. We've helped countless families here throughout the greater Houston area. We'd love to help you and your family as well. So reach out. Let's have a quick 10-minute conversation. See if we can get you pointed in the right direction towards a home that better fits your needs. We'll talk to you soon, and bye-bye for now.